Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My dear brothers and sisters, welcome to a Nasiha sessions. Now brothers and sisters, this Nasiha sessions, we're going to go straight into it. We're going to talk about this issue of Christmas and actually bring to your attention how dangerous and how severe the matter of celebrating Christmas or even participating in any way, shape or form can be detrimental to you and your Islam. So without further ado, inshallah, I'm going to pass it over to Brother Imran to start us off, and throughout I'll inshallah jump in.
Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. I mean, there's so much to say, akhi. You know, every day in our salah we say Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. We say, Allah, guide us to the straight path. Sirat al-ladhina na'amta alayhim. Whose path? Allah an'amta alayhim. The one who you have favored. Who is Allah favored? He favored the prophets. He favored the Sahaba of the Prophet. The people who Allah favored. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali. This is the path that we want to be on, Ya Rabb. And then we say, Allah, not the path of those who are maghdubi alayhim, those who have earned your anger. So that's one group. Allah, don't make us on those who are going to earn your anger. And those who became astray. The Prophet ﷺ gave a tafsir of this ayah. He said, the ones who earn Allah's anger is the Jews, and the ones who went astray are the Christians. Because the Jews had the verse there, but they said, we're not going to implement it. The Christians implemented and they had no verse. They just made it up as they went along. So that's why they went astray. Christmas, my beloved brothers and sisters, is the celebration of the Christians. It's not just any celebration, but it is for them like Ramadan is to us. Ramadan is the month in which the Quran came down, the month in which our messenger ﷺ was selected as a messenger, the month in which our religion began. Their religion began, they believe, even though historically it's not correct, we know it's a pagan thing, but they believe it started on the 25th of December. This celebration is the celebration of the day the Son of God was born, who himself was God, to be worshipped. Every day you say, Allah, guide me away from this path and guide me to the straight path, the path of the Prophet ﷺ, and then you still do it. Some of you, if you are doing it, maybe it's because you're not praying. To be fair, a lot of people who do celebrate Christmas are those who don't pray. Even there are those who do pray, but there are those who don't pray. So maybe the reason you're doing this is because you're not praying. And maybe that's why you've not been guided to the path of the Prophet, and you need to be scared now. Maybe Allah did guide you to the path of the Christians, and that's a path to the hellfire. I'm just reflecting on that ayah. I'm not saying you're a Christian. I'm not saying you become a kafir. No, I'm not saying that at all. Inshallah, you're not a kafir. You're still a Muslim. But it's to be scared now that at least if you are praying, you'd be saying, Allah, guide me to the straight path. And maybe you would have avoided Christianity. But now you've got a Christmas tree in your yard. You're singing Christmas carols. Hatta saying Merry Christmas is a part of celebration. When I say Assalamu alaikum, just by me giving a greeting, am I not worshipping Allah by saying Assalamu alaikum? Because it's a part of my religion to do that. So then just by you responding Merry Christmas, I don't respond Merry Christmas to the kuffar. I just say, okay, have a nice day. Okay, take care of yourself. Nice talking to you. Don't respond with that. You have to understand, brothers, this is shirk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَن يُشْرَكَ بِهِ. Allah will not forgive shirk. Shirk means that you worship someone besides Allah. Shirk means to share, that worship is for Allah and you share it with Allah and someone else. For example, like Jesus Christ. You might say, I don't intend it, I don't mean it. You have to understand there are some things that will make a person become a kafir, but he doesn't have to intend. Just purely the action is kufr. For example, if I make sajda to an idol, if I take my head and bow to an idol, I become a kafir on the spot. You don't ask me what's in my heart. Okay, other things, you might ask me what's in my heart. But for this, no, if I take my foot and I step on the Quran, you don't ask me what's in my heart. Oh, did you mean to step, or did you mean to humiliate the Quran when you stepped on it? Or were you doing it because it was a joke? No, if I stepped on the Quran and I knew it was the Quran, The only excuse is, oh, I thought it was a normal book. If I knew it was a Quran, I'm a disbeliever now. So you might say, oh, I was just celebrating Christmas. No, this is kufrun billahi azza. This is shirk. Well, there's a lot to say, akhi, man, but
you know what I was gonna say, yeah. Just look how shaitan beautifies sins and then beautifies even kufr and shirk for you. Subhanallah, this celebration of Christmas, what they do now is they give gifts. They give presents. No, we're just coming together to eat. Even hatta people, they say we're not celebrating it, but we're just going to come together. They get like a turkey or something. They put it around the table. Everything you're doing, just because... Look, we have to understand, yeah, one very, very important thing. Just because you don't call something by its name, the reality still remains from that which you do. Like, you need to understand, you brought presents. You brought a turkey and you're sitting round gathering all the families. Exactly what they're doing. Just because you're not saying Christmas, what's the difference? And there's no difference. Wallahi, one thing we need to understand, brothers and sisters, is look how disrespectful and look how ungrateful, wallahi, we are to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That you can take all the blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you and you acknowledge that Allah gave you everything that you have, and then you go and disobey Allah. By what? Doing the biggest of sins in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's eyes. That you commit shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do you have no shame? Do you have no... do you not become scared? That which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the biggest of crimes, you make the littlest. Why do you take this matter to be something where you have no like care? Do you not understand? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told you to worship Him alone. He created you for that purpose only. He told you don't associate partners with Him. And He gave you everything that you need. Everything that you have. From the own feet and the own hands that you have. Can you imagine the ungratefulness that you have? The ingratitude. That you take that which Allah blessed you with and you disobey Him with it. You take your own hands and your own feet and your own eyes and your own mouth and your own ears and everything. And you go and commit shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then people, they come and say, oh, I don't get what I want in life. Or I'm making dua, but I'm not getting it. Can you understand that you might be committing shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and asking something from Allah? And that may be the reason that you're not getting this thing. Like the brother was mentioning in the salah, you say, Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. And you're asking Allah to guide you to the straight path. And then you ask Allah to guide you to that which is, you know, He's pleased with, and that which is not pleased, and to guide you away from that which is not pleased with. But then you go and do actions which is not pleased with. Brothers and sisters, wallahi, ask yourself a question. Do you really love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? This claim that you make, that you utter, the shahadatain rather. Do you really mean that? Or is it just a statement that rolls off your tongue? Because at the end of the day, wallahi, one day you're going to die. And wallahi, it's not going to be a joke. Honestly, you're going to die and you're going to have to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala one day. Are you going to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the state of shirk and kufr? Ask yourself that question, brothers and sisters.
Like, imagine you die like around a Christmas dinner. Imagine you die, say after look, the one who dies and the last thing he said was La ilaha illallah, dakhala al-jannah. Imagine you die, a car hits you after you say Merry Christmas. After you send a Christmas card. You think our neighbours don't send Christmas cards to us? I don't give them no Christmas cards back. I'd take that Christmas card, I'd dash it in the bin. Few days, 2-3 weeks later, 2-3 months later, I'll go and give them a gift. Just generally, and then I'll tell them, make sure you know it's not a Christmas gift. I'm giving, and I don't have to say that, but I'm saying the reason I'm giving this gift is because our Prophet Muhammad said, give gifts because they increase love. So I'll give you a gift. Do you understand? And I intentionally don't even give them nothing on Eid, because I know when I give them something on Eid, they're gonna want to do something on Christmas for me.
Actually, one thing I have to mention as well. This all goes back to bughd and hub, like the love and the hate that you have. Because wallahi, yeah, it shows that you have love for their religion and you have love for these people. That if you can take their kufr and their shirk and actually celebrate it, it shows really and truly, do you love Islam or do you love this kufr that you're participating in? From even those little statements. Because honestly, someone who loves Islam will stay away from that which Islam does not like. And that person who is opposite, then you will do whatever you want. Because honestly, ask yourself, brothers and sisters, what does it mean to be a Muslim? Does it mean that you go and do whatever you please, or you follow the guidelines of the Sharia and you follow that and you live your life according to that? Because if you're not living your life according to that, then you're just doing whatever you want. Honestly, it annoys me, man. Wallah.
You know, I just wanna show you guys the gravity, because like I feel like akhi, people don't understand shirk, innit? They don't understand like this. Like it's not enough to say this is the thing Allah is not gonna forgive, but people don't get it, innit? You have to understand this is Allah, your creator, the one who gave you everything. He created this entire universe for you to know Him. He created the universe for you to know Him. He gave you food, everything, the eyes that you have, everything that you own. If you try to sell it off, brothers and sisters, you would not be able to put a price. Your eyes, if I said I will give you £2 million for your eyes, you will not give me your eyes. I will say I'll give you £20 million. Even if you're the brokest guy in the world, you say I'd rather be broke and keep my eyes than to be rich and have no eyes to benefit. But how much did you pay?
Yeah, Allah said in the Quran, الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون. Allah created the heavens. Allah made the earth a resting place for you. Allah gave you fruits. Allah gave you provisions. Everything for you. Don't.
And then after that He says, don't why
associate
are you making
partners.
someone equal to Allah? Why are you worshipping Allah, someone besides Allah? And you know, and this goes for the Muslims who worship the Prophet ﷺ, who make dua to the Prophet ﷺ, and whatnot. It's all sorts of shirk. Do you understand? But to show you how big this is, I want to mention to you a section from Surah Maryam, which is named after the mother of Isa alayhi, the mother of Jesus. After Allah He mentions the story of Isa alayhi and his birth, towards the end of the surah, Allah says something that I remember I heard this before I even started praying, and it shocked me, and it used to touch me even before I used to practice, and I used to think how evil the shirk is. Allah said, وَقَالُوا اتَّخَذَ الرَّحْمَنُ وَلَدًا. Allah said that they say Allah. Allah didn't say Allah. Allah said Ar-Rahman. Ar-Rahman is Allah's name, the most merciful one. It's like even though Allah is upset right now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is angry at them right now, right? But He's showing you to make you understand that what you're doing is so wrong. He still mentions his merciful name, Ar-Rahman. So for you, it's like, look at the way you're violating the rights of Ar-Rahman, the most merciful one. Allah said, وَقَالَ اتَّخَذَ الرَّحْمَنُ وَلَدًا. They say Ar-Rahman, the most merciful one, has taken a son. لَقَدْ جِئْتُمْ شَيْئًا إِدَّا. Allah said, they have said an evil statement, an atrocious thing. It's like this is like they're swearing at Allah. Imagine if you came to me and you said, F you, this, that, you, this, you, that. You cuss me out. The worst thing that you can say to as directing insult to Allah is shirk. Allah, you have a son. God, you have a son. That Allah is saying, this is an insult to me. Allah doesn't need a son. Why do we need kids? Why is it praised when a person has many children? Because when he goes old, these children are going to look after him. That's why when a person got lots of kids, these kids are going to do stuff, they're going to provide for me, they're going to do stuff. When I get old, he's going to take care of me, he's going to take me to the hospital if I need to go. You know, I don't have to cook myself, I don't have to clean myself, I don't have to work myself. My kids are going to take care of me. But does Allah need kids? Does Allah need someone to take care of him? No. So for Allah, it's an insult to say He has a son. But for a human, it's a praise to say he's got kids. But to say Allah's got kids is an insult. So Allah says, لَقَدْ جِئْتُمْ شَيْئًا إِدَّا. You've said an evil thing. Wallahi, it's like they're swearing at Allah, and you're celebrating the day that they swear at Allah. The day that they're swearing at Allah, you're celebrating it, giving gifts. Hey guys, yeah, it's the day that the Christians, they swear at Allah. Let's give gifts and celebrate and have turkey. Let's give Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas means may you have joy and merriment on the day that the people, they swear at Allah by saying He has a son. Because Christmas, Christmas, the day in which the Christ was born, who they believe is God. Look what Allah said after, to show you don't understand how big this is. I don't understand how big this is. We don't understand how big this is, but the sky understands how big this is. The earth understands how big the mountains. Allah said, تَكَادُ السَّمَاوَاتُ يَتَفَطَّرْنَ مِنْهُمْ وَتَنْشَقُّ الْأَرْضُ وَتَخِرُّ الْجِبَالُ هَدًّا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that the heavens are about to rupture. The sky wants to rupture and break. The earth, it wants to split open. The mountains want to come crashing down due to the devastation. The fact that the mountain heard, they said Allah, like imagine if I'm with someone and you're insulting my best friend, I'm going to get angry. I'm going to say, what? Stop talking about my friend like that. And I'll explode, right? Of course I should be calm and content, but you do that, right? The mountains though, when they hear people say about Allah, the mountains like, what? He just, Allah is a sun, it wants to destroy itself. It wants to basically destroy the earth. It's like what? It's just Allah's the whole world, the sky, the ground, the mountains that hold the ground. The whole world wants to just burst. The whole world it's only Allah that's keeping it together. It's only Allah that's no, don't burst. Don't. Allah's controlling the earth. The fact that they say, Allah, you have a son, the Son of God. The whole world wants to like that. And me and you are out here. What? Me and you are out here. Forget celebrating. Some of us don't celebrate. You don't even want to give da'wah to the person. Your neighbor is a Christian. He's putting up Christmas lights. You never thought to yourself, let me go and teach him about Allah. Are you a good neighbor? No, wallah, you're an evil person. I remember I had a friend who was a Christian and he still a kafir. May Allah guide him. When I started practicing, I was going to go see him one day and the brother who gave me da'wah said, have you ever given him da'wah? And I said, no. And he said, well, you're a very bad friend, aren't you? And I said, what do you mean I'm a bad friend? I'm a very good friend. I'm loyal to him. I'm this, that. He said, no, you're a very bad friend because if you're a good friend, then you would have given him da'wah. You are happy being his friend, knowing he's going to burn in the hellfire. So you're a bad friend. You're a very bad friend. Wallahi, brothers and sisters, this is problematic. And I just want to mention, and then I'll let Strides conclude, inshallah ta'ala. You know, the other day, last week, this Friday, we had a Jummah khutbah in the masjid, in Dar as-Salam masjid. And our teacher, Sheikh Abdul Rahman Hassan Hafidhullah, he was giving the khutbah about the similar topic about Christianity. And when he led the salah, the Jummah prayer, he recited the section from Surah Maryam where Allah talks about the real Christmas story. The real story of Isa alayhi salam, Jesus' birth. Not with the three wise men and the frankincense and myrrh. No, the real story, how Allah mentions it and how he was born. Wallahi, it was such an emotional prayer because alhamdulillah, in that masjid we teach Tawheed so people understand this, and so it's people are feeling the pain like when this is being recited and you're like yeah they say Allah's got a son. When he got to the ayah where at the end Allah mentioned the story, Allah said ذَلِكَ عِيسَى بْنُ مَرْيَمْ, that is Jesus the son of Mary. قَوْلَ الْحَقِّ الَّذِي فِيهِ يَمْتَرُونَ, he is the statement of Allah. The word, sorry, Allah said ذَلِكَ عِيسَى بْنُ مَرْيَمْ, that is Isa the son of Mary. This is the word of truth about which they dispute, because the Christians are disputing. They're saying he's the son of God. We say no, he wasn't the son of God. Then Allah, and this is the ayah, everyone burst into tears. Everyone burst. The masjid was crying. Kids were crying. Said, "Ma kana lillahi an yattakhidha min walad." It is not befitting for Allah to have a son. Subhanah, He is exalted and free above all of this. But wallahi, the masjid burst. There was one uncle, he was crying so much he couldn't contain himself. And it reminded me, like, it was like he was going to collapse. Wallah, he was crying like he was going to collapse. The whole prayer, even inside, it's crying. Because, and you know, like Allah said, the mountains, because it knows Allah, it wants to destroy itself. He's like, he wants just crying. Like, everyone's crying. Even kids, people didn't understand what was happening, were crying. And there are people that want to celebrate. And they're like, you know, it's not enough for you to be like, oh, I don't celebrate. No, what do you do to give da'wah? What do you do to teach people this is wrong, tawheed? And wallahi, there are people who might not celebrate Christmas, but they celebrate the birthday of the Prophet ﷺ. And they do similar shirk. They recite poetry when they say, oh, he has knowledge of the unseen. And they pray to the Prophet ﷺ. Hey, you do the same thing. You do the same thing.
SubhanAllah. Well, brothers and sisters, yeah, if you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you actually genuinely believe that there will be a day where you'll be held accountable and you believe in the day of judgment, brothers and sisters, wallahi, fear that which you do. And subhanAllah, one time, you know, Ustad, he said something. He said, if you really love a person and you really want good for a person and yourself, then first save yourself and that person from shirk and kufr before you save them from anything else. Like Imran mentioned, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forgive the person who dies upon shirk and kufr. So just keep that in mind, brothers and sisters.
So I just want to let you guys know we have an event called Shirkmas, right? On Wednesday, this week Wednesday, in Masjid Nur Acton in West London, okay? The event is about, it's about the first lecture, or one of, it's not in order, but one of the lectures is on how to give da'wah to Christians from the Quran. So how the Quran refutes Trinity. Usually Muslims go to the Bible and they find verses where Jesus says, my Father is greater than I, and this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. So all of these verses right here, yeah, like we don't need them. We don't need to go to the Bible. The Quran has powerful arguments. The only thing is we just don't know them. So how did the Quran deal with Trinity? How did the Prophet deal with Trinity? Because they never quoted the Bible. Another talk is on the issue of, and this is the talk I'm going to give, comparing the authenticity of the Bible with the Quran, to show you how the Bible is corrupted and it's not the word of Allah. It can't be, because we proved that it's been corrupted, and I'm going to apply the science of hadith to the Quran to show you how even weak hadith are more authentic than the Bible. To some extent, you could even say fabricated hadith are more authentic than some things in the Bible. I want to show you that, inshallah ta'ala. And another lecture is going to be on what are the real origins of Christmas and how it's a pagan festival. So there's good talks. Wallahi, I really advise you all to come. It's in West London. It's going to be from 12:30 to 6. The other thing I want to let you guys know is I'd like you guys to watch the khutbah that Ustad Abdul Rahman did, the one that I mentioned to you guys on the issue of celebrating Christmas, because he gives more evidences that we've done in this video, and he goes in a bit more detail. So watch that, inshallah ta'ala, and I'll tag the link below. And finally, brothers and sisters, wallahi, this all comes back down to the issue of knowledge. Wallahi, I say it every time. It comes back down to knowing shirk and knowing tawheed, which is the opposite of shirk, which is to worship Allah alone. We have an online program called Knowledge College, which is an Islamic studies program, okay? Wallahi, brothers and sisters, if you sign up to that program and you go through the first course, which is the study of the Shahada, the study of La ilaha illallah, wallahi, billahi, wa tallahi, brothers and sisters, you will understand the gravity of shirk. You really will understand the danger of shirk and the importance of it. Like, that's what it comes down to, that we haven't studied La ilaha illallah. What does it mean? The very first thing that we study, and that it's a long course and we're uploading regularly and there's already so much up there. But the first thing we study, and I think it's about a good 4 or 5 hours worth of content, just studying La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah and the dangers of shirk. Wallahi, I'm telling you, it's really going to open up your eyes. And then, of course, you study many other things and many other sciences on there as well. We're going to be doing fiqh on there and other things. So I really would urge you and advise you all, wallahi, if you're a person who's doing this, sign up to that. If you're a person who touched you, like, I didn't think how deep shirk was, sign up to that. And really it will help open up your eyes to the reality of what is required of you as a Muslim. With that said, I'm going to have to love you guys and leave you. If you like the video, like it. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Share it with those who might benefit, and leave some comments below so we know what you guys are thinking. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.